All right, please, if you made the prayer with me, can we conclude the prayer with a resounding amen at the chat space? Can we use the chat space to conclude this prayer by sounding a very big amen at the chat space? All right, thank you so much. Amen and amen. Amen in Jesus' name. All right, that's a very, very wonderful one. Thank you for praying with me. And I believe that God Almighty has heard our prayers. And because of that, we're going to go straight to what we have for tonight. We're going to go straight. Our numbers are quite few. Okay, we are just 14 in number here. And I know that we can do better than this. We can do better than this. So I will encourage us to please reach out to our friends, reach out to our family members, reach out to anybody that is meant to be in this Zoom meeting tonight, just to make sure that nobody misses out. Okay? Just to make sure that nobody misses out. All right. So that being said, I want to commence this meeting by introducing myself to you, especially you that is here for the very first time. My name is Mrs. Sam Lebechuku, or you call me Coach Vera, or the Leverage Coach. I'm super excited tonight because I have the singular privilege to be the one to bring this awesome opportunity your way. Okay? So, and it would be nice for me to let you, just take you in a little journey about my background. Why is it that I am the one sharing this opportunity with you tonight? While I'm doing that, I'm also going to be bringing up my slide just to make sure we we are very, very fast about what we have tonight. Just to make sure we are very fast about what we have tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, the lady speaking to you right now is I'm a mother of two, to the glory of God, and I'm a retiree from one of the federal government parastatals here in Nigeria and in Abuja. Several years back, I was working so hard, so committed on my job, leaving my house so early, returning back late, only God knows when, because of the nature of my job. I gave it all I had, believing that, you know, um, by God's grace, I mean, by giving my best, at least it will be able to rub off on my financial life. So I did this job for 29 years before my retirement. And by the grace of God, when I had like 5 years old, that was when I started asking myself some questions of I need to do that because I knew that at the age, I had seen how my family, my parents, but along the line, I saw how committed they were to make sure I went to school. Because of the so much struggle in making sure they see me through school, I had to ask my mother, and I'm like, Mom, why is it so important that I must go to school? So she mentioned to me, my daughter, you can see how your dad and I are struggling. We know that if you can go to school, because we didn't go to school, if you can go to school, study very hard, get a very good grade, you'll be able to get a good job. And if you get a good job, it means that a lot of all these sufferings will have stopped. It means that you'll be able to help us also help us with your siblings. And because of this, ladies and gentlemen, it was so passionate in my heart. I went to school, I put in my best to the glory of God, and I actually came out with a very good grade to the glory of God. Okay, and my journey started. As God will have it, I got a job, and that job was actually celebrated. Yes, just like a lot of persons. Today, when you get a job, you give thanksgiving in church and all, because to some extent you are believing that most of your problems, most of your generational problems are going to be solved by this job. So my expectation was not anything less. So with the kind of celebration that followed my getting that job, I thought and I felt that everything finances, everything money problem was going to come to an end in my family. Okay, so I struggled so hard. I made sure I put in my best on that job. But trust me, along the line, I saw something that really, really challenged my whole being. And I saw that Yes, all these years I have been hoping against hope, trusting God that one day my finances will get better. But trust me, growing through the ranks, getting promotions after every 3 years, I mean, it was good, but there was something that never lacked in my life. And that was the fact that I had to keep managing. I had to keep struggling financially. And I saw that even though I was working so hard, my financial life was never coming together. And I looked around and I saw a lot of people that have retired ahead of me. Some of them retired from a higher cadre from me, a higher level from me, director, assistant director, name it. I saw that there was something common. And what was that? Whenever any of them retired, no matter their level, the moment they retired, by the time you see the person the next 2 years, the next 3 years, you don't trust me, you don't like what you're going to see. So it became a concern to me because I knew that in no time I was also going to leave. And that will lead me to this statement. Please, I would like everybody here that's listening to me to go on with this statement. The best thing that can happen to somebody, they say experience is the best teacher. Yes. So, but the way you can experience can really teach you is, I mean, it's better for you when you learn from other people's experiences. Because when people are learning from your own experience, trust me, is no longer, especially when it is a negative, one or a negative pattern. Trust me, you that they are learning from, you are no longer happy. It's not a palatable situation. So, because I had to look back, I told myself, I better learn from these people's experiences because in no time I'm going to exit. And when I exit, what will be said of me? Will it be said that my life is just going to toe the same line with these other people? Or will it be said that, yes, at retirement is not just all about managing life, all about suffering, all about, just being written off financially. Okay? So I told myself that for me to get any different result, I must be able to do something differently. And so I started asking myself questions and I started engaging, asking God, what is the way forward? Ladies and gentlemen, in that moment, that was the time that God helped me. God answered my prayers and opened my eyes to some of the information that I'll be sharing with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand that if you are doing the same thing that every other person is doing or had always done, it means that what you are doing is ordinary. That's what ordinary people do. Okay? So, but if you actually want to get a different result, it simply means common sense tells us that you must endeavor to begin to do what other people don't do, what ordinary people are running away from. Thank you, Dr. Adenuga. You're connecting all the way from Ibadan. Good to have you, sir. Good evening, Doc. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take us on a very, very short journey, a very, very quick journey. I want to share with us some of the vital information, very, very important information that you and I need. But for one reason or the other, we don't ever come across such information on a platter of gold. Even the school system we went through has a way of hiding those information away from us. Yes, but to the glory of God, I want to congratulate you that is here hearing me tonight, because this same piece of information that I got, that I came across, that changed the narrative for me, that turned everything around for me, that's the same information I'll be sharing with somebody tonight. And so I want to encourage you right now, make sure you don't entertain any form of distraction. Make sure that you make this time count by paying attention. Don't just be here for being here sake. Be here knowing that you being here today, you're not just saying for yourself. Understand that it is for a reason that you are here. And you being here means that someone out there who is not here is also going to benefit from what you're going to learn here from here tonight. You know why? Because I've come to the realization that we are not in this life just for ourselves. We're not in this life just for our immediate family. God has entrusted a lot of destinies into your hand and to my hand. And that is why you must pay attention tonight, because such destinies might be benefiting from this information if only you pay attention. So I'm going to start with a quote. I'm going to start with a quote from Alvin Toffler. Alvin Toffler is an American. Alvin Toffler is is a renowned author and a multi-billionaire. Yes. So I will want us to have a look at what he said, and I quote, "The illiterates of 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn." And then, quote closed. Once again, the illiterates of 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So says this amazing gentleman. And so going forward, I want to share with you, by letting us think about this, just these few words right now. We are all educated. Trust me, everybody that is here today, we are all educated. We have actually mastered the art of reading and writing. Maybe we have even climbed to the highest echelon of our careers. We have gotten to the peak of our various careers. But in this new world of today, in the world of today, a world where automation is the order of the day, automation. A world where inflation is the order of the day. A world where rapid change is taking place. We need to understand that the rules of the game has changed. The editors of today, they are no longer those who cannot read and write. But if you are among, as we engage in this program tonight, I will want you to ask yourself this question. I would like you to do some personal assessment of yourself. Do you have the ability to learn? Can you still unlearn? And are you ready to relearn? Because trust me, true literacy today is no longer about academics. True literacy today is no longer academic. Yes, that is why you will see today, most unfortunately, a lot of people that are educated, yet when it comes to financial life, it is zero. That's one error. That's one secret I discovered. And so, once again, true literacy today isn't just academic. True literacy today simply means what? Means that you must add financial literacy to your what? To your academic literacy. If you must live a balanced life. Once again, academic literacy, to the glory of God, I have some, to some extent, some level. I've gone through some. I've been able to acquire some level of academic literacy. But trust me, in this era, in this age, if you must live a balanced life, that means you must also add financial literacy to your what? To your pursuits in life. And that is why one of the pains that I've discovered, one of the things that really pain me is this. In as much as a lot of us understand that our financial life is very, very key, very important, but somehow we play that aspect of our life, we play down on that aspect of our life. That is why you see a lot of times you see somebody, do you know who I am? I have my bachelor's, I have my master's, first degree, I am a professor, I'm a PhD holder. But trust me, their financial life is not balanced. That is a very big error in this age. So that is why today, my dear friends, I want to invite us to a journey where we can relearn how income is being created. Ladies and gentlemen, where we can relearn how freedom is built. We need to understand to the realization that we can never create wealth. That is to say, academically, it can only give you a living. But if you dare to acquire financial literacy, it simply means that it will give you a fortune. And when you are living in fortune, it means that you will be able to really function properly. You will be able to live a balanced life. You'll be able to live that God-given life. You'll be able to be there for that next brother, for that sister out there. So we have to put heads together. We have to go on this journey to be able to understand that today, true wealth is what? True creating lasting wealth is in what? Is no longer in your effort, is no longer in your ability, personal ability. We must be able to understand how money works. We must be able to understand that there are secrets to wealth. A lot of times we say there is no secret to wealth. Trust me, there is secret to everything. Because if there's no secret to wealth, everybody will be wealthy. And that's why they say, if wishes were horses, everybody would be doing what? Your guess is as good as mine. So this journey, we're going to begin this journey by having a look at what has been titled cash flow quadrants. Cash flow quadrant is a study of how every single individual in the world makes their money, how every genuine person make their money. So if you are listening to me right now and you know that your source of income is genuine, if you understand that, okay, if you are in any form of illegality, of course, the way you make money is not genuine, so it is not represented in this quadrant. And this quadrant is called from a book written by Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki is one of the best, he's a wonderful author. He has authored a lot of best-selling books. This guy is one of the closest friends and business ally of Donald Trump. So I just want to do this so that you know that I'm not just talking about somebody cheap out there. So he made this study. I'm going to be quick about it, but I'm going to trust God that I'll be able to let you and I go on this journey in a very, very successful way. So the world you and I live in is divided into 4 when it comes to how you make your money. Number 1 on my left-hand side here is employee, an employee. You have self-employed also on my left-hand side. Then you have business owners. Then, of course, you have investors. Your way of making money is represented in one of these 4. Yes, if wishes were horses, beggars will ride. But are beggars riding? Of course, no. Because it's no longer about wish. So, going forward, who is an employee? I'm not going to spend so much time on this because I believe that you and I know who is an employee. An employee is someone who has a job. An employee is someone that is paid. Probably, after you have gone to work, you have performed some activities. Maybe you are paid once in a month or once in a week or even hourly. But it simply means that it is your activity, your effort that you trade and then you get paid. You're an employee. Okay? So it is your active effort that earns your act. So you are earning what's called active income. Active income, linear income that comes through your personal effort. So the only challenge I have here, I told you this was where I was. The only challenge I have here is that as a human being, have you thought of why you are doing that job? Why you are working so hard at your business? What if something happens? So if anything happens to your effort, if anything happens to your presence, it means that your income has been taken away. People who have self-employed. Who is self-employed? Self-employed is someone who has a business. Maybe you were once an employee, you got tired, say no, you want to be on your own, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the thing is this, you probably have a shop, a supermarket, or an office where maybe as a professional, you have as an engineer, or as a lawyer, as a doctor, name it, okay? Or even as a hairdresser. But trust me, Understand that even a barrel pusher is also self-employed. You are self-employed. Also understand that in this part of this quadrant, one problem that I have with it, one challenge I have with it is that most of the time, when you have a supermarket or when you have a clinic or a shop that you are managing, you tend to get other people, maybe other professionals to join you. But by the nature of humanity, you find out that you cannot look the other way because those people can, they have what it takes. They can easily shortchange you. What am I trying to say? That is to say right now that because you are committed more than any other person in that your business, you are so committed that sometimes you have to even sacrifice your family comfort because you are trying to support the business. One problem I have with it is that these people, let's say you have a clinic or you have a pharmacy, you have other pharmacies. Do you know that if you look the other way, they can, distract your customer. They can take your customers away. That is why a lot of persons who are operating in this quadrant, you hear that this man was doing very well, but right now he's down to zero. He's nothing again. His money is gone. His fortunes are gone. Why? Because it is still not a very, very good way of what? Building wealth. You are still making money through your personal effort. Your money, your financial life somehow depends on you. You are even sponsoring your competitor. That is to say, you are paying your fellow lawyers. You are starving your family, but just to make sure you are paying them. Yet things are never, the equation is never balancing. That is it for self-employed and employees. Now, this study shows that 95% of the global population, this is where they belong. That is to say, 95% of the global population earn active income, earn income that is based on their personal effort. My dear friends, this particular side of the quadrant is a very, very bad side. It's not a side that is created to allow you to function the way God has created you to function. This side is is limiting you. So you find out that in this side, when you are in this left-hand side, employer and self-employed, you are the one that is going to work so hard. You are the one that is going to work so tirelessly, yet you have little or nothing to show. That is to say, you are walking like an elephant, but you are eating like an ant. And let me tell you, it doesn't just end with you, it's also affecting your family members. It's affecting a lot of things are meant to do in the society. Your financial life is not balanced. There is problem somewhere. So, but right now you have found yourself here. I want to let you know, don't worry. Congratulations, because at least you now know where you are. At least you now understand why things are not really functioning well when it comes to your monetary life. Now, only 5% of what? Of financial contribution globally is being made by 95% of global population. That's a very, very big error. So, because at this point in time, I'm going to move to the right-hand side, the business owners. The business owners. Who are the business owners? I want to start first and foremost to let you know that these business owners, they are in control of 95% of the global wealth. Somebody goes to ask me how. Meanwhile, they are only 5% in population. Are you following me? What is the secret? Why is it that their financial muscle is actually 95%, even when they are 5%? The answer is very, very simple. First and foremost, I want to let you know that anybody on this right-hand side of this quadrant is what I will describe as a visionary, a dreamer. Yes, these people on this right-hand side, let me tell you, even though they have one head and 24 hours, just like the people on the left-hand side, there is a secret they know. There is something they understand, and that's what makes them stand, apart. That's what makes them who they are. So a business owner understand one thing. You look, your active income can never take you anywhere. So what does a business owner do? A business owner creates a system, builds a system. He has a very big dream. And he will call one or two friends that, look, I have a big dream. I want to make this. They are the solution providers of the world. They don't think like the normal people. They don't think like the people on the left-hand side. They are not the ordinary people. They are the people. They are the extraordinary people. So they own a system. Why do they need to have a system? Because when they have a system, they'll be able to do what? take advantage of people. So, because they know that it is people that will drive your dream, my dear brother, my dear sister, your dream can never be fulfilled by your personal efforts. That's why you have been working so hard and you have little or nothing to show, because you are doing it alone. So they own a system where a lot of persons join hands together with them to drive their dream. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are hearing me, I want you to give me dream. I want to give me vision. Yes, because let me tell you, why the people on the left-hand side, they are helping the people on the right-hand side to build their dream, to build their vision. Okay, now at this point in time, I want to let you know that no matter where you are coming from, you grew up with dreams, you grew up with vision. That is to say, if I bring the 8 years old you and the 80 years old you and stand side by side, you will agree with me that the 8 years old you that had a lot of dreams, that had a lot of visions, but growing up, because of your environment and a lot of things around you, those visions, those dreams died. So you now end up managing life. You just end up thinking that life is against me. No, it's about what you know. So you must do what? Understand the secret that money is in people. Money is in people. Everything that works, that you know, that you hear of, that rings bell, is driven by people. So why your own effort is not making so much impact is because you are doing it alone. So going forward, we still have the investors. Who are investors? These people are also what? Big dreamers. They are the global world changers. They are the people. They understand that only their effort cannot make them enough money to be able to do that charity you want to do, to be able to give back to society, to be able to invent one or two things and make it work. My dear friend, your personal effort cannot drive such a dream. So it is the money that a businessman makes, a business owner makes through people, that he now invests either into a bank, into hospital, or into a very big industry. And what happens? It is that money that begins to make more money for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I take time to explain this because if you understand this, you will just be able to understand, you'll just be able to understand what has been happening to you, why it has been happening to you, and how is the best way forward for you. And so, right now, I want to ask you at this point in time, you know where you belong. Where do you belong right now? Don't answer me this question. Are you an employee? Your money making depends on you. Active income. So what happens whenever that your effort goes? If nature calls you, or you got sick, or you had to travel, what happens to your income? Self-employed, the same thing. Now, you belong to this side, but you have discovered that that is where your problem is coming from. The next question is this: where would you like to be? Where would you like to function as a child of God? Do you know? Do you understand that you are in this life at a time like this for a purpose? And what is that purpose? That purpose is that you are that change agent that is going to do that thing that looks impossible in your vicinity, in your community. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know once again that on the right-hand side, only 5% population is driving 95% of global wealth? I want to believe that this is very, very clear. So let me give you a practical analysis, even though I've already explained. I'm just going to talk about one or two, direct explanation here. I'm going to go straight to number two because I've already explained how active income can never, ever make you a financially, or a financial man or a financial woman. Yes, you can never be financially balanced. Somebody says, I'm already 45. You're already 45. Age is already counting against you. Even our country, Nigeria, the situation of the country is already counting against a whole lot of persons. But there is hope. Because trust me, when you're not informed, you are deformed. So tonight, I am here to share that information that will make you informed. You can no longer remain deformed. Okay? Now, the people on the left-hand side, what they work, all they know throughout their life is labor. They labor so much. They work so much. Yes, there's little or nothing to show. But people on the right-hand side, what do they know? They understand leverage. They understand leverage. What is leverage? The ability to earn more while working less. Okay? That's the only time your life can balance. That's the only time you can be that pastor, that man of God, truly, indeed. Both in works and in deed. Yes. Now, number two is this. People on the left-hand side, they are the leaders of the society. They are the people that complain about everything. They are the ones that analyze everything. They are the ones that, you understand, they are the ones that are bearing the I don't know how to explain, the pain of hardship in any nation or in any part of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why you must move from this left-hand side to the right-hand side is this. Please, my dear friend, I want you to take what I'm going to share with you tonight. I want you to take it home. Take it home. Do you understand that as a poor man, the life as a poor man, as a poor woman, the life is too cruel for anybody that remains poor, for anybody that chooses to be poor. Poverty is not your friend. Poverty is something you need to fight with all your energy. Poverty is something you must make sure that you don't transfer to your next generation. So you cannot remain a leader. We need government to do this. I need my uncle to help me. My brother that is there is not working, he's not helping me. I need help. I need help. For how long are you going to remain there? Why not become among the solution provider? Why don't you become among the leaders? Yes. You are made to be a leader, a solution provider, not a leader. Yes. And then somebody will come and say, Coach Vera, can't you see all fingers are not equal? Yes, the same God that created all the fingers made you the biggest finger, the longest finger, the outstanding finger, because you must be there to represent him indeed. So, my dear friends, as a person on the left-hand side, your income depends on your effort. Meanwhile, these other people, they are the system builders. Any products you and or service that you and I can lay hands on today, they are actually made possible by people on this right-hand side. Even including the phone or the gadget you are using to listen to me, even the network, even the light, every single thing, they are actually what produced or manufactured or provided by people on the right-hand side. So, my dear friends, I want to warn somebody here. If you choose to remain on the left-hand side, just understand that you are working alone. And when you work alone, no matter how many years, you are simply just going to work too hard. And you are going to work and retire broke. You are going to work and and die broke. That's why a lot of persons today, your grandfather or your father's father, they didn't have this knowledge, so they ended up poor, and they passed the baton of poverty to maybe your fathers or your grandfathers, and it has been moving. Today is that time. This era is that time that you must stand in the gap and say enough is enough. Please give it to me at the chat space. Enough is enough. Because trust me, if you don't stand to say enough is enough, you know what you have done? You have allowed the same problem to move to the next generation. And that's very, very bad. So the rich people, the wealthy people, the wise people in this world today, when it comes to what? To finance, they are people who understand what is called duplication. They understand duplication. So they duplicate themselves in systems, in people. So because of, having gone this far, I want to just give a simple illustration here. I want to just give a simple illustration here so that we'll be able to drive this point home. Let us assume today that federal government is employing two categories of people. The first category are those that government is going to pay you 1 naira, but that 1 naira is going to duplicate for 31 months. Yes, the 1 naira is going to duplicate itself for 31 months. But this other category of people or persons, they are going to be paid 300,000 naira every month for the next 31 months. Please, you that is listening to me right now, can you choose one? Let us test our understanding of what I've said so far. Which one do you go for? Are you going to go for 1 naira to duplicate? Are you going to go for 300 naira per month? Which one will you go for? As you think about it, as you try to understand it, I want to let you know that if you are earning 300,000 naira every month, like a lot of persons are earning 300,000 naira every month in Nigeria, and they are thinking they are big, let me tell you, with 300,000 naira every month, do you know that you cannot even save? Can't even save in this. You cannot even take care of yourself and your family. Okay, so in this 31 months, you're going to make 9.3 million. But that person who has understood, who has been able to, remove some of the programming that we have grown up with, that have been packaged into us. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm seeing a lot of wonderful people here. They are saying that they would rather go for 1 naira than duplicate. That is to say that all that I've been saying is making sense. So because of that, I want to tell you congratulations. Because let me share with you what's going to happen to that 1 naira that duplicate. For you to really get to understand the meaning of this, the word called duplication, the meaning of the word duplication, and how it actually impacts on you that has decided to to deploy it to your financial life, or you that is still thinking or reasoning it. Do you know that 1 naira that duplicates itself for 31 months is going to give you as much as 1 billion naira? As much as 1 billion naira. I never knew something like this back then. I never knew. I never understood the meaning of duplication. I was thinking that at least as far as I'm working hard, my finances should improve. One time, I was always hoping against hope. But ladies and gentlemen, are you still here hoping against hope? Hoping that one day things will get better? Trust me, it has been proven that it's only mad people that do the same thing over and over and over again, yet they're expecting to have a different result. It's only mad full thinking, let me put it that way, that will make somebody to think that doing the same thing over and over, that one day a different result is going to just happen. You are just hoping against hope, or you are putting it in prayer and you are adding fasting to it, even deliverances, my dear friends. You see hope, you see prayer, fasting and prayer. All these things are very, very beautiful. But when it comes to money making, none of them is what? None of them is a formula to what? To financial freedom. None of them is a business strategy. Hope, faith, they are not business strategies. All these things, your financial life will answer to what you know and what you do. And so, Robert Kiyosaki made a statement here again. He said, all successful people, they have one thing in common. All successful people have one thing in common. So I want to ask you, right now at this point in time, do you want to be successful? Do you think you deserve to be successful? Do you think you deserve success? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, you may not think that is possible. You may be thinking that your background does not, cannot, allow you to become successful. You might be thinking that the odds are against you. By age, by reason of age, you can no longer be successful. A lot of things are going on in your mind right now. But my dear brother and sister, I want to tell you, if only you can open your mind tonight, you can still be successful. And I want to announce to you that it is still possible. Those your childhood dreams are still possible. They are still achievable because, trust me, applied information is power. So if all successful people have one thing in common, and that thing is called leverage, it is therefore important that you understand the meaning of leverage. Leverage is the power to earn more and more while working less and less, either by having people work for you and with you, or having money work for you. So with this definition, you know that it's people on the right-hand side. They are the leverage people. They are the successful people. My dear brother, my dear sister, if you want to be successful in life, I want you to follow me. It's still possible. Now, there are three ways you can build success. There are three ways you can build system, because system is the secret to wealth. Number one is by inheritance. If you are coming from a wealthy family, like a Tony Lumelu them, a Dangote them, name them, you and I, you know them, you have the chances of inheriting a system. And once you have a system, that is the only time you can enjoy financial freedom. Yes. If you don't have a system and you are dreaming of financial freedom, my dear brother, you are like that person that is on the mountain praying and fasting, hoping that one day you will just, hit jackpot and become wealthy. It does not work that way. Number two is personal effort. While I was talking, somebody said, I'm already 45. So at the age of 45, and being a Nigerian, you have an idea what it means to build a system. If you don't have an idea, please, you can ask somebody like Dangote or all these people. So them. Ask them. It will take a lot of effort, and of course, it will take a lot of money. If you have such amount of money, like in billions, to start a system, to build a system, congratulations. But how about you don't have any of the two I've already mentioned? That is to say, you have an opportunity, a golden opportunity tonight to do what? To redefine yourself, to redefine your financial life, to redefine who you get to become. Okay? Now, what I've already explained has been captured here by the same Robert Kiyosaki. He says, to acquire financial freedom, there are three ways, there are three options for you. Is either you create a system, is either you buy a system, or you build into a system. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here tonight for that person from my kind of background. Yes, I don't know whether, some of us that know who I am, yes, you might have heard me say it. I felt poverty. I slept with poverty. I ate with poverty. Yes, I can describe it for you. That's why I saw that by inheritance. It can never reach me by personal efforts. How? Okay. So, but God helped me to embrace the third option, and that is to do what? To build yourself into a system. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular privilege tonight to introduce you to a system that is here at a time like this to help you build a system, despite the fact that you didn't inherit or you are not able to build one for yourself. You know why this is very important, and you follow me on this particular journey as I've gotten here right now. Because, my dear brother, my dear sister, God knows that you are the one that has been sent at a time like this to break the backbone of poverty in your generations. That poverty must not cross you and enter another generation. Because no matter your background, as far as you're listening to me right now, it is still possible. That your background doesn't have what it takes to hold you to the ground, because right now you are informed. So this system, economy designer, is already 19 years. Come April next year, will be 20 years. This system is also 13 years old in Nigeria. I'm trying to give you a brief profile of this company. This company is a daily payout system, in the sense that when I was working, no matter how hard I worked, I was eligible for just to be paid at the end of the month. I am spending money every day, but you are paying me money once in a month. That is to say, every single year I was making money 12 times. Are you seeing it? So imagine you're spending money every day, 365 days, but you are making money 12 times in a year, and you are still hoping against hope that one day your financial life will balance. That is a very, very big illusion. And it has been happening to a lot of persons. So this system is designed to pay you money in 7 different ways, because trust me, one other thing that the people on the right-hand side have is what? They understand the power of multiple streams of income. You need it. You don't have to wait for 30 days, make one pay before you get salary. No, that's a very big error. It's not going to work well for you. It's not going to allow you to be that great father, or that great mommy, or that great pastor, that great man of God. You can never function optimally when you are lacking behind financially. So this is a one-time lifetime international partnership organization, and this is a system that gives you opportunities to do what? It gives you opportunity to build transferable wealth. Of course, right now that you know that you should actually belong to the right-hand side, it simply tells you that these things I'm calling out right now, that this system has made available, are things that the people on the right-hand side enjoy. Transferable wealth. A lot of us are struggling today because our parents did not transfer wealth to us. Rather, they transfer poverty to us. Is that enough for you to also transfer poverty to your family, to your next generation? The answer is no. So, all these are the beautiful things you're going to be enjoying because you decided to write down your family history. You decided to rewrite understand your family history by keying into economy designer. What will economy designer do for you? Economy designer will redesign your life. Are you hungry for change? Are you hungry for a change of story? Are you tired of working so hard and having little or nothing to show at the end of the day? Are you so tired of the children see you going out every day, yet they cannot ask for any little things, start giving excuses? Are you sick and tired of such? Congratulations, because this system is going to start paying you money ranging from 20,000 naira to 200,000 naira for doing the simplest thing ever in life. In this system, you don't need to leave your house so early and return back so late and return back so broke. This system is not the time that you work for 30 days before you make money. No. This system is not about how hardworking you are. This is a system that works for smart thinking persons. Smart people. 21st century era. This era promotes smartness. Please, my dear brother, my dear sister, don't remain there. Don't remain in Egypt. Don't remain in 18th century. Move with change. Change with change. Change is always moving like the hand of the clock. So, how does this system work, ladies and gentlemen? The simplest thing that you're going to do in this system to make money is just to be your brother's keeper. What do I mean by being your brother's keeper, ladies and gentlemen? All you need to do is share. Let them understand that there is a system that is here to help them build their own system. A system that is here to help them do what? To redesign, redefine they are in line with what God has defined that they should be. Ladies and gentlemen, this system is a system that will help you to actualize those your childhood dreams. I always tell people, do you know that your dream is not the one you have while you're lying down on bed? It's not the one that you have when you're having malaria. No. Your dream is that thing that is deep-rooted inside of you. You don't know how, but it's not allowing you to sleep. You say, God, I cannot remain where I am. There just has to be something different. You're asking questions. You refuse to just lie low. You refuse to accept it as a norm. You say no. You say enough is enough. Okay? So, you are going to be your brother's keeper because trust me, all you need to do is share this opportunity, share the information, share the link, like the Zoom link of this opportunity that will bring somebody here to come and know, to come and understand that, yes, it can still be better. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pay you between 20,000 naira and 200,000 naira as you do what? You be your brother's keeper. And now, this money that we're going to pay you between 20,000 naira to 200,000 is what is called direct connectors bonus. Do you know that everybody is a connector? You connect people to every single service. Where you eat food, where you do your hair, your church, your children's school, the kind of gadgets, every single thing. You are always connecting people. But because you are not conscious of the Father, you need to connect and collect money. You do that and you collect thank you. And because you collect thank you, a lot of mathematical equations are not balancing in your side. Okay, so that is to say that going forward, you are now conscious. You understand that there is a system that rewards what? Smart work. That is a system that when you show people, you show love to people by sharing this opportunity with them, we pay you between 20,000 naira and 200,000 naira. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen something like this. Trust me, in my whole lifetime, I've never. Now, as if that is not enough, ladies and gentlemen, true freedom is in people. True freedom is in what to do with people. True freedom is in teamwork. True freedom is when you are working with a system. A system will give you opportunity to work with people. That is the only time you can begin to live. Teamwork, when you are building as a team, your own effort is just negligible, just 1% out of 100%. That's why you see all these rich people, they can afford to stay away from their business for 1 year and the business is running. They can afford to travel. And that is why you see them, they're always looking very young and very okay because their monetary effort does not depend on them. Ladies and gentlemen, they are smart people. They are people that understand that there are secrets to everything, including your finances. And if you don't have this secret, what you will do, when you don't understand these financial secrets, do you know what will happen? You will keep working for those. Excuse me. You keep working for those who have understood it. How long? For how long? That organization where you are working, your father probably worked there and they employed you after he retired. You started all over building. You get to a certain age, you get retired again, and then you put your own child again. For how long will this be? For how long? So it simply means that your generations are people that are being used to support other people's dreams. Please, somebody give me God forbid. Somebody give me God forbid. When I saw this opportunity, I told myself, I can never in my lifetime allow such to happen to my next generation. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not here for everybody. This system is not for everybody. It is just for a few individuals that have gotten tired of status quo. It's for a few individuals that have been trusting or praying, God, when will my time be? When will I be able to get it right? And that's why God has sent someone that gave you this, that shared this Zoom link with you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that when you have a system in place, it does not matter your age, your race, your sex. And that's why when I'm talking to ladies like myself, I tell people, I tell women, please be serious about your financial life. You know why? This life is so cruel to women who are financially low. When you are poor, do you know the meaning of poor? Poverty is something we should fight and resist. Poor simply means passing over opportunity repeatedly. Opportunities have been coming your way, just like tonight. And I'm very, very confident they are not going to allow this particular success to pass you by. Okay. So now, with this system, this company has been able to design freedom formula for a few individuals. Freedom formula for a few individuals who are ready to say enough is enough. And I don't know whether I have such people in this house, in this room tonight. So if you are saying enough is enough, please follow me on this journey. I am almost at the end of my slide. I am almost done with this my assignment tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, freedom formula. If you don't have this formula, if you don't embrace this formula, I don't know which other formula you'll be able to embrace. God help us. But trust me, this is one of the best ways anybody that is hungry can actually do what? Build a system that lasts, a system that sets your generations free. Follow me and follow me, good ladies and gentlemen. The moment you connected with us, this is you at the top. You are very, very important in this session right now, because trust me, you are a key. You are very, very important in this because you are a key to some other person's freedom. You are a channel to some other person's liberty. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to warn you, you are not here just for yourself. So you are very, very important to us. When you connected with us, we are going to work with you as a team. And working with you as a team means that you're no longer working alone. It means that you have been able to, kind of move away from the left-hand side where you have been working alone to the right-hand side where you work as a team. So now, going forward, we're going to work with you to duplicate. Remember, rich people duplicate themselves. You have to be able to duplicate yourself. Right now, no longer on your personal effort, but on the effort of the team. So you are going to duplicate yourself into two, left and right. That's the first week. The second week, what is going to happen? We're also going to work with those your two to also duplicate themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, can't you see that? If only we can embrace this amazing opportunity, if only we can embrace this golden opportunity and begin to work as a family, as a team, as a system, a lot of persons, okay, a lot of things will begin to go right in our society. So we're going to work with those two so that they will duplicate themselves in the second week. So this duplication is something that is going to take place with everybody, with everyone that is committed. This simple step will go on for 12 weeks. And now let me tell you, if you remember how 1 naira that duplicates itself for 31 months gave you how many billion, gave us 1 billion. Okay. Now, this simple duplication, do you know that through you duplicated yourself into two persons, two brothers or sisters, just two friends or anything. Just let it be two human beings. And then we took it over from you and started working with your team, with you as a team. By the 12th week, look at what will happen to you. This is what will happen to you. Do you know that a total of 8,190 persons will have been connected to you? You know why this is possible? You are not doing it alone any longer. Remember once again that money is in people, not in your pocket, not in your personal effort. Now, every single time there is a pay in your system, this system pays you, you earn automatically 7,000 naira. So the first week, you earn 7,000 naira, in addition to the very first way of making money that I've already explained. First week, you earned an additional 7,000 naira. Second week, 14,000. Look at it. Because of the power of duplication, just simple step will earn you, at the end of 12 weeks, we will have made 28.7 million. Yes, yes, yes. Capital YES. Once again, if you choose to reason it on your own, just with your, with what you know, it may not be possible. If you choose to do it what you have always done, it will never be possible. But when you choose to do it the right way, that is working as a team in this system, of course, it is possible for you. Now, this 28.7 million is because you just have one partnership slot with us. You can actually do more. For somebody that is hungry for more, we are giving you an opportunity to go for more. You can go for 3, you can go for 7, you can go for 15. You can also go for how many? 31. What will that do for you? You'll be able to say, okay, with this account, this coming year, 2026, I'm going to give my community borehole. With this particular one, I'm going to change my children's school fees, school. I'm going to change their school. With this particular one, I'm going to be able to go on vacation for the very first time. I remember when I was working, even to travel to my village is a problem. Why? Because your money is coming, is calculated. It can be regular, but it can never be enough. That is salary for you. That's salary for you. So now, for somebody that will say, Coach Vera, how is it possible? Excuse me. How is it possible that in just 90 days, somebody's life can change like this? You decide to go for, take it for 1 year. We are still here for you. We are still here for you. It depends on how hungry for success you are. It depends on how committed you are to do the work of He who sent you. Where there is still opportunity. Do you know that this life, what counts is not about how many years, it's about how many lives did you change, how many lives did you impact, how many motherless babies did you, you know, touch their lives. Let me put it that way. Okay, you are not here to live just for yourself. Now, at this point in time, I want to let you know that for you to become a partner, for you to rewrite your history and your generation's history, it's just obvious. It's very, very simple that it must cost you something. That's why when you were going to school, you were paying school fees, no matter how difficult it was. I remember how my parents used to struggle. So this is a very simple system that has been made easy for anybody to do what? To pick up this opportunity to change. So we have various partnership levels. We can even accommodate students with 70,000 naira. These are learners, people that just want to explore. You're a student at all, I've been which 70,000 naira can also partner with us. We have a package, associate package of 130,000 naira. Now, because of the program we are running right now, instead of paying 210,000 naira to do what? To buy this package, to become part of this system, by the on, you want to say enough, it's enough, you want to scale up I mean, your activity, you go for this director's package or for founders package of 1.3 million, less than gentlemen. Instead of paying 2.5 million, you are going to do what? Become a visionary in this system. You're going to become a legendary. You're going to become, I mean, a big dreamer. What does this do for you? It buys you freedom at various kedar. These various amounts will buy you freedom at various levels, depending on how hungry you are. So, at this point in time, I want to let you know, I mean, as a roundup, do you know that success can never just come knocking on your door? Do you know that you are the one that will go, I mean, you are the one that will go out of your way to look for success, because you are the one to create success. Why? Because the future you create, your next 10 years, your next 5 years, your next 20 years, what your generations will talk, I mean, your children will say about you when you are gone, or what people will say about you when you are gone. It depends on what you do today. It depends on your actions and your choices of today. Why am I saying this? Do you know that the good life you are looking for is hiding behind the things you don't like to do? The good life you are lacking today is hiding behind the things you hate to do. Why am I saying this? Why am I sounding this note of warning? I remember when I saw this opportunity, it didn't look like anything I wanted to do. Trust me, no. I almost excused it out. I'm like, I don't, Coach Vera, I cannot talk, I cannot do all these things. Trust me, I would have remained where I didn't want to remain. I would have remained there. Even with all my prayers and all and effort, I would have remained there. But why am I here today? Because I chose to do what other people hate. I chose to step out of my comfort zone, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want to warn once again, please and please don't choose comfort at the age of labor, so that you don't end up choosing labor at the age of comfort. This is what is happening to a lot of persons today. While you were working, while you were still young, you saw opportunities that you know that can change the narrative for you, but you are excusing it out. You are giving it a name. It doesn't look like what you like to do. Let me tell you, for once, all these wealthy people you know, they are not going. For instance, Dangote is not eating spaghetti. He's not eating indomie, but he knows that producing it will help some people at least to manage their lives. So ignorance is not a demon that you can cast away. The one and only way you can deal with ignorance is what? Knowledge. And I'm so happy, I'm so glad that I've been able to share this knowledge with you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are deformed today. Somebody is deformed because the person chose to run away or to disregard information. So the only cure for what? For ignorance. You have been so ignorant about how money works for too long. You have been imagining, you have been wondering, thinking, reasoning, how is it today? You have come face to face with this singular reason, the singular secret of how, or the reason why your finances has not really been, working out the way it should. Ladies and gentlemen, if you fail to plan, you have simply planned to fail. Why am I bringing up this? You can see these pictures at the background. These are pensioners, people who work so tirelessly on a job, on a career, with their big certificates, but because they chose a path that never leads to financial freedom, they ended up in the streets. Somebody give me, God forbid. How can it be that after putting in so many years, like at least 20 years going to school, acquiring certificates, then putting in 35, 40 years working, and the person still ends up in the street? That is not a very good prayer. It's not a good one. God forbid. Thank you, Dr. Adenuga. Thank you. Thank you. So I want you to have a look. Okay? Look at this, what I have here. I want to believe that you can still recognize that the same couple you are seeing on the left are still the ones that have metamorphosed to the right-hand side, that have migrated to the right-hand side. And of course, you can see the difference. What am I trying to say? Life was so tough for this couple. Life was so tight for them. They were praying and trusting God. But one good thing was that when they saw this opportunity, they grabbed it. And that's why you can see the change that has happened to them. I want to ask at this point in time, who is next for this change? Who is next? Who is that brother or sister that is ready to say, I cannot finish seeing this opportunity and return back to Egypt. Who is that brother? You can see. Evidence is the killer of what? Doubt. You can see the same couple, because this system will give you opportunity to travel all expenses paid trips. Because of want of time, I'm not going to, I'm just going to scroll through this aspect of the presentation. But just have a look at this guy for you to know that when you get the right secret, when you apply the right formula, it will answer for you, or it will answer you. Look at this man in 2015, see him in 2018, and see him going forward. See him going forward. So I want to let you know that those dreams are still possible. So see this wonderful gentleman, his before and after, and I want to ask you, what will your before and after look like? Your before and after, what is it going to look like? Okay. Now this guy, I didn't capture his before. I know this is his before anyway, not his after. Maybe as I go in this slide, I will get it. But this is what is capable of happening to you, okay? Because you have said yes to a system. You have said yes to teamwork. You have said yes to leverage. You have said no to labor. You have said no to being among the problems of the society. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what is possible for you. So right now, I'm sharing this slide with you for you to see, because many times we're always wondering, why is it that the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer? It's very simple. When the rich see opportunity, they recognize it and they grab it, they run with it. That's why you can see our own former president here as our partner. You can also see former vice president as our partner. You can also see former governors as our partners. Why? Because they understand that labor will never take them anywhere. They understand the power of leverage. They have chosen to leverage rather than labor. Ladies and gentlemen, they have chosen to leverage rather than what? Labor. So what is going to happen to you? We're going to give you every single support. We are going to get a whole lot of things. This system will give you a website. We're going to work with you hand in hand. The professionals in this opportunity, this system, are the ones that will be working with you. Don't go and say, Coach Vera, I cannot talk like you. Don't go and say, Coach Vera, I cannot sell. Don't go and say what you did not hear me say. This is a wonderful system that is designed for you, for me, for that brother or sister that is hungry for change. Gives you opportunity to earn unlimited income, and be able to transfer the business, the opportunity. Where I worked for 29 years and retired, if they should employ my children, that person will go and start all over. None of them will continue from where I stopped. Are you seeing? These are some of the limitations. These are some of the ills of remaining on the left-hand side of life, on the poverty side of life. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to warn us. I want to share with us. To be rich is hard, and to be broke is also hard. Once again, the choices, actions that we make or take on daily basis has a way of speaking which side do we really want. Do we want to be rich? I want to warn somebody. It's not going to be easy. Nobody's going to hand it over to you on a platter of gold. How about being broke? Have you seen that brother or that sister that when he was working, life was rosy, things were going smoothly, but now that he has retired, he's living on borrow. He's living on what the children can give to him. He's depending solely on the children, and the children are struggling by themselves because the children too are also not yet informed. They are still deformed. They are, sorry. No. Sorry. Don't look at this, what's it called? Don't look at that account number, please. Okay. Let me stop sharing. Now, okay, you are now a source of worry or a burden to the children after working so hard. What is the essence of working in the very first instance? When you are young, you want to, gather something that will take care of you at your old age, so that you don't depend, so that you don't become a burden at that point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, but unfortunately, because you apply the wrong formula, you know what happens? What happens is something that you don't want to see, you don't want to hear. Because trust me, it becomes a life of regret. It becomes a life of pain. It becomes a life, had I known, had I known. There are two types of pain in life: pain of regret and pain of discipline. Brother, sister, I invite you tonight to grab this opportunity, run with the pain of discipline, so that at the age when it matters, you'll be able to enjoy. You'll be that grandfather or grandma that the children are looking forward to seeing or being with you, because they know that you're not a burden to the family. Instead, you are, you are someone that will take care. You are someone that when they come, you can always give out. That's what owning a system can do for somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, my parting word tonight is this. I want us to understand that no matter how the economy is, yes, for a lot of persons today, economy is so hard. I don't know which other words I can use to qualify it. But do you know that in the same economy, depending on the secrets that you know and apply, there are some people that are living their best right now. It depends on choices, it depends on actions. And that's why I want to congratulate you tonight, because I see you making the right choice so that the right results will come your way. Thank you so much. Because right now I've come to the end of my of this session. I've come to the end of this session, and I want to say a very big congratulations to you for being here and also for staying till the end. Let me stop recording right now.